This is topic 2 of chapter 8, solving polynomials. So in the last topic, we learned to factor out the GCF. And this time we're going to use that in order to solve to get values for x. So we're solving quadratic equations that are already factored for us. So if we look at the zero product property, that first thing you see, all that is saying that is if we say something like a times b is equal to 0, then what do you know about a and b? Well, either a or b has to be equal to 0, or both of them, because anything times 0 is equal to 0. So that is what the zero product property is, and we're going to use that idea in order to solve the polynomials. So if we look at the first example, we have two things being multiplied. We have x times x minus 8. So what we do, because it's equal to 0, we set each of those things equal to 0. Set x equals 0, set x minus 8 equal to 0. Now the first one is already solved, and the second one, all we have to do is add 8 to both sides to get x is equal to 8. Therefore, the solution is x equals 0 or 8. Let's look at the next example. So same idea, we have two things. This is like our a, and this one's like our b. Set a equal to 0, 4m plus 8 is equal to 0, and set b equal to 0, m minus 3 is equal to 0. Solve both of those. First one, I have to subtract 8, and then divide by 4. So I get m is equal to negative 2. My second one, all I have to do is add 3 to both sides in order to solve for m. I get m is equal to positive 3. Therefore, the solutions are negative 2 and 3. Most of these are going to have more than one solution. Go ahead and do the u-try. For this next example, we don't always have the polynomial in factored form. So this is where you take what you did in topic 1, and then we're going to apply what we just did on the last slide. So if we look at 5p and negative 15p squared, I can see that both of those I can take out a 5 and I can take out one of the p's. So 5p times what is 5p? 1. 5 times what is negative 15? Negative 3. And p times what is p squared? So from there, I essentially did that first step that was already done for us on the last slide. So now is where I can split up a times b equals 0. I have 5p is equal to 0, and 1 minus 3p is equal to 0. Solve both of those. The first one, when I divide both sides by 5, I get p is equal to 0. My second equation, I have to subtract 1 first. So I get negative 3p equals negative 1, and then divide both sides by negative 3. When I do that, I get p is equal to negative over negative is a positive, so p is equal to 1/3. So for this answer, I get p is equal to 0 and 1/3. Go ahead and do the u-try. Right, the second example on the bottom is if we do not have 0 on one side of the equation. The zero product property only works if 0 is on one side. So what I can do is make it look like the example above. I'm going to move the 3a by using the opposite operation. When I do that, I get 12a squared plus 3a equals, since those cancel out, I get 0 on the right side, which is exactly what I wanted. From there, I need to do my factoring step. I can factor out a 3a, so that is being multiplied by 4a plus 1, and equal to 0. Because it's equal to 0, I can apply the zero product property and split it up. 3a equals 0, and 4a plus 1 equals 0. Solve both of these. So we get a is equal to 0 and negative 1/4. Go ahead and do the u-try on your own. Alright, now we're going to look at some word problems. So what I want you to do is pause the video and read the situation. Okay, so if we have the model of the formula, we're talking about a rocket. The first question asks us, what is the height when it returns to the ground? Well, anything that is on ground level means the height is 0. And in this particular instance, we are talking about feet. So the answer is 0 feet. How many seconds will it take for the rocket to return to the ground? Well, what we are going to do, since h of t is the height, we're going to plug in 0 for the height. So we have 0 is equal to 125t minus 16t squared. So the one thing that we need to do is factor. So the greatest common factor right now is t, and then we can multiply that by 125 minus 16t. When we go to split that up, we have t is equal to 0, and then we have 125 minus 16t is equal to 0. Well, because if time is 0, that's when it starts, so we can immediately get rid of that situation. The question asks us, when does it return to the ground? So we want something other than 0 seconds. So let's go ahead and solve this equation. We're going to subtract 125. Negative 16t equals negative 125, and then divide both sides by negative 16. When we do that in our calculators, we get 7.8125. So now we have to answer the question. It's asking us how many seconds. So we could say in 7.8 seconds. All right, go ahead and do the U-try. It's set up the same way as this one, and that is the end of your Topic 2 notes.